Okay, so now that we're rolling and I'm adjusting my exposure as always on film, because I'm super professional, and let me do it just one more time. That's more like it. Yeah, this is what I wanted to talk to you about this time. Recently, we had all of these amazing clips on YouTube with Ermes being present in Turkey and pulling the tally, and we all got super excited and surprised seeing those sparrings go on the way they did. If you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure to check one of my other videos where I discuss about Ermes Gasparini versus Vitaly Letin, and go out there online and research a lot more things. On this subject, also, I made different videos on Levon because I'm going to touch upon this subject in this video. So, yeah, what I wanted to kind of unify with this clip right here was the fact that we have Ermes having that amazing performance, and based on that, you can draw some conclusions on where Ermes is as of today. Placing worldwide, because everyone is completely unsure where everyone is anymore, because nothing has happened during COVID, and still nothing major is happening. But here's the thing: seeing Ermes do that well against Vitaly, and like I said in my previous video, knowing from the past that he also did extremely well against Michael Todd, who was unable to pin him at all. Ermes kind of did the same thing. He pinned him twice, and then he got tired, and Michael just won on fouls. Same thing happened here with Vitaly. He just he quite easily pinned Vitaly twice, but then his arm just ran out of gas, and Vitaly started pinning him again very easily. So that's why I said in my previous video that Ermes kind of has a shorter type of tank when it comes to fuel. He kind of wears out after the first two. But here's the thing, because I already talked about that, I don't want to rediscuss it in this video. What I want to discuss in this video is the fact that, having in mind how he performed against Vitaly and against Michael, I recently saw another video of him many years ago. I think it was 2016, 15, 14, I don't remember, but it was him against Sabin Bădulescu from Romania. And Ermes was doing very well against Sabin. Again, he was able to just control and do all of these super powerful surges, and he was super explosive. And back then he was like a fucking, I don't know, junior or youth. You could see it on his face, and even his body was nowhere near as developed as it is right now. And still, even back then he was able to withstand Sabin's pressure. And why does this matter? Well, because throwback, whatever, a couple of years ago, I think it was 2018, when guess who was the guy who successfully pinned Levon in an awesome display of power? It was Sabin. So Sabin is one of the few people on earth who pinned Levon pretty much in this era where he kind of like stabilized in this Hulk form that he has. He pretty much was reaching his peak. And Sabin back then, in 2018, if I'm not mistaken, he pinned Levon. And again, just a few years back, obviously Sabin, you cannot argue that he was much weaker, because he was already in his top shape. And here we had Ermes, who was not in his top shape. He was just up and coming, and he was able to just have these weird, incredible pulls against Sabin, and many times he just drove him to the pin pad, just like that. And if you compare, if you compare this with what I just said, that here you have a super young version of Ermes, just be able to pull against Sabin like that super easily, and have those pin like motions just like that, because I think I saw like a sparring session, so it's hard to debate if it was a pin or not, but I'm pretty sure on that day he could have pinned Sabin, and again Sabin pinned Levon, and he's no fucking joke. I'll make a video about him, just on Sabin, in a short while. So following this weird train of thought, not only could you argue that Ermes nowadays, where he's much more developed and much stronger, he's a completely different monster nowadays. You could probably argue that at least it would be interesting to see how he would do against Levon. Again, have in mind what happened just a few days ago with Vitaly. Just boom, boom. Not to mention what would have happened if Ermes would have grabbed Levon like 5 years ago, or whenever that match against Sabin happened, or sparring session, whatever, where the Georgian Hulk was not really the Georgian Hulk. Yes, he was getting big, but he was not even close to where he is today. So I know I just made a video explaining how if A pins B and B pins C, it's very possible for C to go back and pin A. So it's not that straightforward and simple, because it's a super complex sport and it's super hard to evaluate. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend going and checking it out. But coming back to our discussion, I'm allowing myself this time to make such a simplistic analogy and drawing some conclusions, because I think these are really interesting things to be debated. Because I think there are chances, first of all, for young Ermes to have had tremendous success against the counterpart Levon in that day. So it is my firm belief that he would have probably won matches against Levon 5 years ago or so, had they had some real pulls. And also B or 2 or whatever, I'm really curious to know how he would fare against Levon again nowadays, in their top shape. Yes, Levon is already at a superhuman level compared to where he was 5 years ago, but guess what? Ermes, in my opinion, is also on the same trajectory. And again, just look at what he did a couple of years ago against Michael, and what he did a couple of days ago against Vitaly. So I'm not sure. You let me know what your thoughts on this are, but personally, I would not exclude a heavy surprise from our Italian friend with some incredible results. Again, I wouldn't put my money on him past the second round, but those first 2 rounds, I think he would just have such an amazing and powerful hand control and wrist control and cup and whatever. I just think he would be able to crack the Hulk's wrist back, and potentially even pinning him once or twice before he would run out of gas. But then again, I'm also not sure how Levon would have his endurance versus Ermes, because in my opinion he's also not the most endurant guy. He kind of has similar things, like he's amazing in the beginning, but then again he wears out pretty soon, which is common for big guys, which makes it a bit uncommon for Ermes to have this, because he's more like the endurance type. When you just look at him, you would expect him to be a bit more endurant. But yeah, anyhow, let me know what you guys think. I would argue that Ermes would have some interesting chances against Levon. So yeah, let me know if you liked the video. If you disliked it, just hit that dislike button twice, and like, like hair. Did I just say hair? Yeah, I'm missing some. Like, share, hate troll, do all that stuff. Subscribe if you will. I don't know. But yeah, you pretty much can't unsubscribe, because almost no one's subscribed yet. So yeah, and thanks to those 8 guys that are subscribed at this point. Until next time, let me know what you guys thought, and I'm out, and I'll just shut up now.